Good morning. It's the next day. And let me tell y'all what. That paper right there whooped my you-know-what. I'm putting gloves on. But today's the day that we start working with the mortar. Now, I'm going to pick this up. We did buy the pre-mixed mortar, and I got it in Blanco white. I'm trying to stay everything white. I'm hoping my eyes can pay attention. Now, what he's doing back here is he's getting all the sockets out. But I will say, before we start, I have looked at y'all's comments from the video that you probably saw today, Sunday morning, on the paper. And one of you mentioned when I get towards the grout at a 45 degree. Thank you. Because my mind said go with the lines. But that'll come in another video. Right now, all I'm going to do is deal with this mortar. And this is a two-step process. Basically, we have to put a thin coat on the entire kitchen. It's got to set up and cure, 30 minutes to an hour. Then that's when we have to start coming in with our trowel to put the mortar up to be able to put the tile up. Now he's done moved the template, but we're actually going to start right here in this corner because I think it's going to be easier for me. Now I got Mr. Buddy over here as my backup, but he's really the tile cutter and the measurer. Some people would say start in the middle, and I'll stress this again. I've never messed with tile. Buddy's never messed with tile. We have tackled many projects in our 24 and a half years of marriage, and prior to that. Tile being one of them that we never had a desire to do. But when you own a budget, you just proceed on and you do it yourself. And that's where we're at. So it may be the wrong way to start in a corner, but it's going to be the right way for me. Now, I did say that I was going to have a ceramic 3/4 inch border. We put a piece in just to set the tile on, and one without. I'm going to choose to take that back, and I am just going to go tile to countertop, and Buddy is going to come in and caulk, which is originally what he had suggested, but my mind couldn't connect a flat to a flat. It just, I couldn't envision. Well, I wasn't hearing the word caulk. So that's going to save us some money. I'm thinking, what, about 25 bucks?
I think it was more than that. I don't remember what they were, but
$5 a pack, wasn't it? Or 7?
no, I think it was 7 or 8.
Oh, really? 7 or 8, and we got 5 packs. So, you know, we're at 40 bucks savings there, plus that that trowel I took back. So, hey, we're bumping almost $60 in savings. Hey, that's a win-win. But that's what I'm fixing to do is all I'm going to do, and I'm going to set the camera up, but I actually have y'all inside now, hopefully the light, because that will be replaced. The lighting up here, that's got to be replaced. It won't be in this playlist, but it's coming because the light is horrible in here. So I'm just going to set you up, and I'm going to get ready to lay my first smear while he's doing the electrical, and he also has to put a kicker plate behind the stove where the tile's going to eventually go down and sit on. So he'll be doing that, and you'll be seeing him back and forth, and I'm just going to pick you up, and I'm going to tote y'all to where you can really see what I'm smearing. So wish me luck. Y'all, I was so tired last night. I ain't lying to you. My eyes was crossing. My head was hurting from that glue. Whew. I have much appreciation and respect for all you tile layers. And by the way, I was also told to use baby powder on your arms if you're working with, say, that fiberglass synthetic paper that we showed y'all, if many of you are going to have to do this. Yeah, I didn't get that memo. So, heads up, baby powder, put all over your arms, and you won't itch messing with fiberglass. Who knew? We're all learning this together, and I love it. Okay, I'm going to actually start smearing the mortar where he's at. I'm going to follow him as he's pulling those plugs out. So, I got my little, I don't know, my
Mud board.
Oh, my mud board. It looked like one of those artist paint things. But this stuff is...
Sheetrock board.
Hey, this stuff is a whole... Ooh, it's gritty. This stuff is better than that glue. How much do you put on this board?
How much you can handle one time.
Oh, and by the way, we didn't use much of that glue, y'all. That thin skin. We didn't put a dent in that bucket. So, I don't know what Mr. Buddy gonna do.
That means it's all ready for your next tile project.
There is no tile projects in my future. I'm gonna start with this, guys, since I really, I don't know.
What we say this morning about a challenge?
This is a challenge. What did I tell y'all? Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Okay, so I have to keep the lid on this, right, Bud?
Yeah.
Okay. Not
Keep
snap.
the hair off quick.
Okay. All right. I use this to get it out with, but I'm going to use, I don't know, what's this called?
It's a mud knife.
I'm going to use a mud knife.
Drywall knife.
Okay. Here goes. I got to move, y'all. Before I get too jiggy with it, all I'm doing is putting a thin coat with no teeth marks, no raised, whatever the technical term's called. I'm just putting a thin smear. That's it. And it's very thin. Am I correct, Bud?
Yes.
Here we go. That'll help some. Oh, this is a lot easier than
You gotta put it on. You can't be super thin. You just gotta have it smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Basically, you're putting a concrete wall on.
Oh, I thought that's what I did yesterday.
No.
Oh.
You're building a concrete wall now.
Oh.
All you done was get something that the concrete was sticking to yesterday.
Oh. But this is a lot easier to work with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot easier. I don't know what I'm doing, but... And I am finding out that if I do a little bit at a time, my hand's able to control it a little better.
Right.
Instead of, I know a lot of them would probably put a whole bunch at one time, but...
Well, the problem is when you're using glue of any kind, you ever get one little mess of sticky on you, it spreads like you're walking through a cow pasture full of poop.
Yep, that was a
And
mess.
it just keeps moving and moving and moving, and everywhere you touch. Because right now, where I'm at, my fingers are stuck together
Already?
because of all the stuff on the countertop paper.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, it's there.
Yeah, this is not bad to work with. Oh, oops. Oh, oh. All you towel people out there, I know y'all going to therapy. Y'all like, Lord, help this woman. You know, I can see this white I don't know if I could have seen the gray. Or maybe I could have. I don't know what it's called. What's that thing called that you have to put in? The little white looking?
Tile legend.
Oh, tile legend. Oh, I didn't get it right here. Look.
Yeah, just get you a little on the edge so it's covered. That's what the...
Do what?
That's what the next layer got to adhere to.
Oh.
That's what you're trying to do. From what I understand, you got to build a concrete backer.
Now I got to come in lightly.
Yep, come across and drag it out. Okay.
Yay! Now y'all gonna just see us work. He's putting in, show him this thing. I'm gonna need some more of this stuff.
This is the edging. Here you got to put in. This got a, on this side's a 5/16 lip. That'll be the outer edge that you see here.
And we chose white.
On the off side and the outside out here. We chose white.
And that was like 7 something a stick, and it's
Yeah,
long.
wasn't
How
bad.
long is
This
that?
is
10
10
foot?
foot stalk.
10 foot stalk. We won't be using much. Well, we got that corner, and there's actually 2 pieces on the other end. So, and I wanted to go white there again, in case there's a boo-boo. And I'm sure, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but I think it's going to turn out perfect for us. But it's going to help disguise any little boo-boos. So, let me get some more of this, whatever this is, and get to going. Okay. I've got that much done, but I'm not happy with it. It's too gritty. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to thin this. Since I am just putting a thin coat, I can see where it would work good if you were troweling it, is what it's called, these little teeth things. But to smooth it on, it's a little difficult. So we're going to take a little bit, thin it, and see if it'll work better. Because right now, it is definitely not smooth. Not where it's supposed to be. And the more you try to wipe, the more dry it gets and chalky. So I think we need to thin it. So let's see what happens. And while he's mixing it up, Dodo Bird finally got the hint in my little pea brain to cover the floor. Yeah, should have done this yesterday. But, hey, better late than never, but my floor is covered. Now, he's just testing a little bit. He didn't put, well,
Very little water, but
not even 1/4 of a cup.
I have to have a little bit more thin set probably.
Now, we used about 1/4 of a bucket so far. So I'm glad we have 2 gallons. How much you want?
Put a chunk in there.
About like that?
Yeah.
And we're just going to test this to see if my thinking is right. Because this looks a little more pasty than everything we've researched and watched and read. I think it's supposed to be thinner. Kind of like ketchup. This ain't like ketchup. Okay, let's just try this. I'm going to go over where I have the problem just to see what it will do. Oh, that was 100% better. And this is done chalked up. Oh.
Just put a light skim coat on it.
I am. Oh, 100%. Now, it's going to be hard to tell since there's not much I can do with this. It's done chalked up, bud. You suggest anything?
As long as it's smooth as you can get it, it's going to be fine. You're going to put
Okay,
the edges and all that in there anyway.
Okay, and that's
Just trying
back
to get
behind the
something for that to
stove.
stick to.
All right, now let's see. It is better.
Oh, it's about break time for me.
Oh, this is like 100% better. It's actually looking like it's supposed to look. Even though I'm struggling with how to get it on the wall.
Well, getting it on there shouldn't be hard. It's just getting it smooth.
Well, I'm struggling
But if
getting
it falls
on
off
there.
your knife, I guess.
Yeah.
That's probably you have to hold that knife upside down that angle like you do sheetrock mud.
There's a technique, I think, to how you get this on here.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know it, but I'm sure. Figure it out. Let me know.
Oh, I'm not so sure I'll figure it out, but I bet you I'll figure out a Lippy way.
Right. Make it
As long as you get it done,
that's right.
that's all that matters.
It's gonna get done.
Oh, this is some back-breaking work. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what? I just thought about it.
What you done thought
That
about?
is why
That's
there's
what
some...
happened. That's what happened. Hold on a minute. That's what got us into this is you thinking about it. I'm just saying.
I mean, people are using shower board tile things. It's got the illusion of those tiles and
Like
bricks.
pound boards or
Yeah, I think there's
FRP.
yeah, I think that's why they invented that. Is for stuff like this. Oh, and y'all, I do have to paint. So, yeah, let's just say I was scraping glue off a lot of areas. But that's all right. It's really touch paint, but it needed it anyway from just general kitchen abuse. I'm gonna see something. I'm just curious. Well, no. That wasn't in my favor. Oops. Tell you, it's tough getting it off this thing. Oops. I'm gonna tell myself them tile people that do videos actually get this stuff everywhere. They just know how to cut it out of the video. That's what I'm gonna tell myself.
Well, I did hear one of them say this is very, very messy, but
Oh, you did?
with experience and wisdom comes a little bit cleaner. It's still gonna make a mess. I did hear one of them say that.
Well, that's good.
Made me feel a little bit better, but I don't think I'm gonna do this long enough to worry about getting experience.
No, this will not be in my portfolio for career.
But you know,
I'm gonna tell you what, this is
counting.
even the look of it. So you don't think we're gonna have a major problem over here, right?
No.
Okay. Because this is like night and day compared to that wall over there. Okay, many of you are going to want to know what he meant by that strip. So I'm going to come in and then I'm going to let him explain what this is and what it's for.
This is that tile edging that we talked about earlier. Comes in a 10-foot stick like this. This is 5/16 by 2. Well, it don't really matter. It's 5/16. 5/16 is the raised lip here, which means you could go, if you lay, like ours is a 1/4 inch thick tile, and with the thin set behind it, I laid it in there and figured kind of the thin set, and should be flush with this outer edge. So I just took this and we're coming straight across. You know, it used to come down here. Any of y'all that's been watching the channel, it came down here.
We didn't like
Formica, the angle, and it came halfway through this plug. So you had to have shims around this. So instead of doing that, we're just bringing it out square with the wall. So I just cut a 45 in it and bent this into one piece where it wouldn't be a open joint or anything like this. So I've got screws, just 3 little screws holding it right now where it's level, plumb. And then once we get the thin set on the wall, she gets through with
and
that.
show them what you're using as your level, in case they ask.
That's my little,
What is it?
little handy dandy level, little Bosch. It's auto level.
Oh, there we go.
Anywhere you set it, once you slide it, it's got a pendulum in it. And it'll do a vertical and a horizontal. And then of course it's got a piece that goes with it. You can hook to a tripod and set it up. But you can reference lines on the wall. It's a whole lot easier than sitting there trying to hold a level all at once. I mean, you can shoot that whole back wall on the kitchen. I mean, I shot it earlier when I was laying the tiles out to just kind of see where they were going to fall.
Now show what's happening with that square opening. Where
Now
the
this square
messing
here,
is.
this trim here come back off on the bottom. And we're going to actually extend this right here and just box this in. And that's going to be for her cookbooks.
Yeah.
That she uses, or her Canon books, whatever she put right here. Basically just gonna bring this down, square this off, make a open hole for a shelf. So this will come down, and all this will be tiled behind it.
Because it serves no purpose having that notch. And I was like, again, I see extra storage that could be utilized. So yeah.
You gotta figure originally, remember this came down to this far.
Yeah, let me back up and actually show them.
Actually came down to here.
Yeah, this was the bar. I mean, you couldn't see.
The bar came down, you couldn't see through from either side. So I cut that much out of it, which come back up to the flush bottom of the cabinet. Inside here was lights mounted all through here. And then also it had some funky plastic,
Yeah, some kind of
lens on it. So we just cut all that out, brought this back. So now we'll just bring this down, square it out.
So it could
Like our
actually
cookbook rack.
have a complete see-through from the dining room into the kitchen. So yeah, I was happy with that. Because if not, we were going to take all of them cabinets out. Just clear this out. So we were able to save the cabinets and still give us plenty of eye space.
That's a lot of space you'd lost there.
Yeah, a lot of space. All right, I'm fixing to take a coffee break. And I'm very pleased, guys. This, I'm so glad it's behind the stove because, let me zoom in, it's very rough. But Bud said we can still work with that. But then as we move over, guys, it went on so smooth. So yes, I recommend if you're using the premix, you're going to have to thin it for this first coat. Not necessarily, no, you won't be thinning it at all when you put the trowel on it. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be right with the trowel.
So much easier once I thought about adding water.
Skim coat.
Yeah, because that right there, guys, is a hot mess. Okay, the thin skin coat is on. And that took a while. But I'm going to tell you something. Changing the consistency of the mortar made all the difference in the world. So we're going to get a scan. I'm going to take me a coffee break. This has got to set up an hour. And then it's time to start cutting tiles. Yeah. And putting that trowel mortar on. Is that basically what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Y'all, I'm getting into the no man's land. So, let's look at what I did. It wasn't difficult once I got the consistency of the mortar, and that is the key. Okay, we're gonna start over here. Remember I said that's where I realized something was wrong, but once the tile goes up, you won't see it. But all the way around, it's completely done. Now, I did make a mess. And that's why Buddy made sure that we covered everything. But there you go. It's on, and now it sits. He's out there washing all the stuff before we move. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this segment of it because, like I said, the thin skin's got to dry an hour. That allows us to set up. So I guess that's going to be part 4 coming up, is when we start cutting and laying tile. So I'll end this one so it's a little bit shorter of a video, and then y'all will see, tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow you'll see part of us installing the tile. So there's probably going to be 3 more parts to this, or 4, till we get it completed. So as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And say a little prayer for Bud and I. See you tomorrow.